Okay, what is up, everybody? Good to see you. Mikey in the house, ready to rock and roll. What's up, Nick? What's up, Charles? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Steven? Good to see everybody. Welcome to the Mikey Show, where I talk with you guys and drink non-alcoholic beer. Yummy. I'm telling you, I don't miss with how good the non-alcoholic beer is. I don't miss the real stuff. I miss wine though. I definitely miss wine. That's good. Bard Eilertson, what's up from Norway? He's in the house. What's up, Masher? What's up, Jason? How are you, buddy? It's party time. You know it, man. We'll let this chalk up a little more full of people. What's up, Arun? How are you, buddy? From Houston. Doing well, mi amigo. Y tú? Solo bueno. Solo bueno. You are the wine guy. A red wine for sure, bro. Burgundy region. Mal Capone is in the house. What's up, Malcolm? Big Iron Doug. Hey, all from Chicago. He's in the town from Chi-Town. Steve here. Transamerica Trail. Okay, attaboy. Steve, dude, let me see if I have you in my phone because we're planning a trip. Let's see, Stevetat, or is it Steve? Steve in Greenville. Let's see. Can't remember. Anyways, Steve, contact me. Call me tomorrow, dude, about the Transamerica Trail. I got to talk to you. I'm going to be getting an Aprilia Touareg 660, and I want to do some TAT riding. I saw your other channel about the hot sauce. I got some homemade stuff you need to try. It's West Indian style. Okay, that's cool. With using some habanero, or what do they call it? Scotch bonnet in the West Indies. Wes, what's up, brother? Mike sounds good. Good. I got it stuck right there. Arun is doing well. Listen to Santana. Sweet. Dude, I had a killer dosa yesterday. It was so yummy. Tacos and few bourbon at Expona. Rich, what's up? Sipping the bourbon. Arun is too. We'll do awesome bike. Cool, Steve. Yeah, holler tomorrow. And I want to get up with you, talk with you a little bit about getting prepared for that. Yeah, man. So how did everybody like my video this morning? That was a fun video to make. Did you guys see it? That was a lot of fun. I haven't been excited for a video like that in a while because it's like just such blatant. I mean, some people are so stupid and they just do such blatant things that you're like, it helps to reinforce what I've been telling you guys all these years. So when I find these little golden nuggets of truth, I love to just show them, and expose them. And that was really great. That was a lot of fun. I do have a second channel. I'll let you guys know about it. I think it's called The Mikey Show, or just at OCD Mikey. Or let me find it, because then I can post it. Let me pull it up and I'll give it to you guys. It is and I might as well let you guys know about it. I was going to put some more content up there. Let's see. It is the Mikey channel, at OCD Mikey. So it's just at OCD Mikey. So let me put here, it's on YouTube and it's at OCDMIKEY. And that's it. That should bring you to there. Let's see. If you go to YouTube and you go search at OCDMIKEY. Yeah, the Mikey channel. Okay. So go there and you can subscribe to the Mikey channel. And basically, the Mikey channel is when I just feel like talking about anything. whatever. I got so much stuff that I want to share with you guys that I think is cool that isn't hi-fi. That I created another channel just so I can share this stuff with you guys, and I don't have to put it on my hi-fi channel. So and by the way, on the 11 Stereo website, I added the Clubhouse, which is an area that we can post stuff in the forum about anything else about, and I have different categories, and I have funny names for them. It's like two, two wheels, motorcycles, four wheels, cars, stabulators, knives, pew pews, guns, food. But what did I call food? Oh, grub steaks. So we can just put recipes. Where's Roscoe? Is Roscoe in the house? Raskolnikov or whatever, man. He was going to give me a Chicago beef recipe, and I still haven't found it. And there's a place now to post it. New Mexico Chile is the bomb. It is good, man. And you know what? I want to ride in New Mexico, Malcolm. If we come over there, bro, can you want to go riding with us? You want to figure out where we can go do some off-road? Malcolm's an ex-pro motocrosser. Not a trail rider, not even a street rider. Like, this guy can launch his bike in the air. Never thought. Yeah. So, anyways, Malcolm, let's do some riding in New Mexico. That would be really killer. Where are we? Yep, 2 thumbs up. Albuquerque hot sauce from New Mexico. Local chilies is the best. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to put these up. I forgot. Charles gives us thumbs up for the video this morning. Arun is laughing. You're laughing. I know. It's just, they're so busted. It was funny. Trolling trolls and forums is fun. Busting trolls, yeah, revealing them, and just, yeah. Let's see. Never thought of it that way with the amount of posts. You wouldn't, they got 5,000, but then you just do the math and you're like, my God, these guys don't do anything with their life but sit there. Jason thought it was a great video. Thanks. New Mexico Chile is the bomb. Yes, it is. OCD Mikey at OCD Mikey. Go there and subscribe. Then at least I'll have, I think I have 2 subscribers right now, but go there and subscribe. And then, I'll do videos on different cool things that I see. It's just like, as I see things, or I'm like, I'm eating something, God, I got to tell the guys about this or something, it's just not hi-fi. Subscriber number 5. Look at that, man. Thanks, Dan. Right in the beginning. So, anyways, yeah. So the more I look at online things, the more you can see that it's just, it's becoming like the magazines, which, as long as you're aware of it, doesn't matter, it's all cool, but you just remain aware that anybody talking in a forum could totally be a shill. And a lot of times the guys that start the thread are the shills, because they're trying to promote something. Like, a dealer will go on, won't even say he's a dealer, and he'll be like, has anybody heard what the whatever, this DAC, has anybody heard what the MSB DAC is? And this is the dealer that sells the MSB DAC, but he's planting a thread, or starting a thread just so he can pitch it, really. But he's asking if people have heard it, and he's starting a discussion on it, because these guys have no other way to sell. They go troll into the forums, and then people in the forums have their guard is down, because you think you're talking to peers, but you're totally not. There was one guy who contacted me up, and actually, this is how I found out about it, because he tried to get me to do it with him. He was a dealer and distributor in Canada. And again, this guy is he shouldn't be in our industry. Totally dishonest guy. Anyways, and he told me, we give product to those guys. I call them the Pied Pipers, if you will, or the ones with 5,000 views, 8,000 views, posts. Those the guys that sit there all day. He said, we give them free product, and then they talk about the product in their post, and we sell like freaking crazy. He's like, you wouldn't believe the amount of sales that come in. We sold whatever 200 in 3 days, or whatever the hell. Now, this guy is full of shit about everything he talks about. So I took his numbers with a grain of salt, but he was trying to get me to provide power cords for them so he could go on and shill it with these guys, these Pied Pipers, the guys that have 5,000 whatever posts would do that for him. And I was like, you're crazy, man. You think now I'm going to sell you my stuff after you told me you dishonestly shill stuff in the forums? Like, he thought I was a hustler, and he made a poor decision in telling me about the hustle, thinking that I was going to jump in with him on it. I was like, dude, you're crazy. You'll just burn out my brand. And it's hustling people, and it's like, so anyways, so that's what hipped me to the fact that there's plants or that there's shills, and maybe they are guys that are there anyways, but they get brought into marketing, and you think you're talking to somebody you think you're talking to somebody that's just a peer, and they're not. They're somebody that is doing marketing. It's a salesman, basically, a lead generator. Arun says, guys with 5K plus posts are true audiophiles living the life. Most of them are most of the guys on the forum like that, where they have that many posts, they're not living the life. They're either a lot of them actually on the website that I showed you guys. I'm not going to mention which one it was, but that site in particular has a lot of people on the site in the forums that have little pissant rigs. You realize after a while, these guys don't even have any money. Like, they're just sitting here bitching at each other and talking about things they read. They don't even have big systems. They don't even have big rooms. Like, they're nobodies, but they're pretending like they're somebody's because they can do it in those forums. And it's just, people and manufacturers spend like a very little amount of time in there, and then they realize, forget it, we're out of here. Can't wait for the release of the Deep Purple Super Deluxe Edition. Yeah, that sounds killer, man. Love Deep Purple. What's up, brother? Hope you're well. Dig the vid's been watching for like 2 years. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, man. That's very nice. And anybody that's watching, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up on the video. I rarely do this, but hey, man, and then contact me at 11 Stereo if you want to buy audio gear. I'm the best guy, better than anybody in the whole wide world that you can buy audio from. So anyways, someday I'll start bringing on my my clients, and we'll talk to them. We'll get Jason on, we'll get Malcolm on. These are all people that have bought from me. They're my clients, and we'll just have a little let them give their feedback on how it is buying from me. Do I have any Jeff Rowland 555s in the field yet? Any customer feedback? Dan, I don't know. Daniel, are you there? Drago, you around? If you're there, make yourself known. I sold. It's going to the field very shortly. And Drago, who is on here all the time, will tell us about it. He's got a 555 on its way. I had another 555 sold, but the guy didn't want to wait. He had to wait 2 weeks, and he was so anxious. I had a 625 S2 on hand, and he decided to buy that instead because they're the same price. A used 625 S2 or a brand new 555. You get double the power out of the 625 S2. And so he bought the 625. So Drago's going to be the first one. Mike, are active crossovers mandatory for biampable or triampable PA speakers? Not all the time, but it's the best way to do it. And especially if you're talking about PA, you definitely want an active crossover because you have different cabinets. David Cross says he has observed, sadly, that some of the other YouTube audio influencers are apparently shilling. Well, in that respect, I don't know. Well, some of them could be shilling. Well, yeah, right, because they don't say that they're selling. Not a lot of them, I guess. everybody's got a different story on YouTube, and not everybody's story is what it would seem. Some people are, they're some people are dealers. It's obvious. Like, I'm a dealer, right? I tell it though. I say I'm a dealer. Other people are selling used stuff for dealers. They may or may not say it. Other people are I mean, it's pretty obvious who's getting. Okay, so if you watch a video on YouTube and you see advertisements coming up, names of brands popping up, okay, that whatever that name is paying that YouTuber in order to put the name on that YouTuber's. Uh, um, it's a way that they monetize it. You see, I'm a dealer, so I don't need to pimp you guys or pimp anybody to pay to be on my channel or what, like, or like that, because I make way more than YouTube would ever pay me by just selling hi-fi, right? So these other guys that don't do that, or that aren't making enough selling hi-fi, or that just want to make money from every single angle they possibly can, then they sell advertising. So in other words, I could sell a 15-second, a 5-second spot at the beginning of every video for the local hi-fi guy, the local hi-fi store. Let's say that local hi-fi store sells Focal, Sonos, and Macintosh. I could potentially ask Focal, Sonos, and Macintosh for money and say, would you guys like to have me say your name every time I have a video? And they do that. Once you get a certain amount of videos or whatever, first it would start with the dealer. That the local dealer would for sure be game for that. If I went over and asked him for money to put his name up and his brands every time I had a video, they pay for that kind of stuff. So it's just a way to monetize their channel. Another way is they have Patreon, where they ask people to have memberships to listen to them speak or whatever. Maybe they do different things. Sometimes you get extra, you get an interface with them a little bit more. I kind of give it away for free, but sometimes you don't have access to that person unless you pay a membership fee. Then you get access to that person. Um, um, I'm I'm thinking to myself, kind of like the OnlyFans, right? You get access to the girl if you pay her enough per month. You can actually talk to her along with seeing her naked. So it's kind of like everybody's for sale to a certain degree, and they'll sell them the access to themselves. They'll sell, advertising and all that kind of stuff. So just realize that the online is also like the magazines. Some people make it obvious that they're not like me. Like me, it's pretty obvious that I'm not, I don't get sponsored, and I don't, because it doesn't come up. I don't have it in my feed. So you guys you're picking up what I'm laying down. Endgame system for me is a quadraphonic audio system. Pretty easy to do. Just put 4 speakers in. Seems like a lot of the YouTube reviewers are salesmen for what will benefit them. Well, why not? Why else waste your freaking time on YouTube, man? So like pretty much everything I talk about on, not all of it, but a good amount, like, just so it's clear, my YouTube channel is my advertising. Okay. It's absolutely meant to bring me sales. If I didn't get sales from it, I wouldn't do it. So, but I'm not a reviewer. Okay. I don't sit and get paid by the manufacturers. Like, okay, so I could get paid by companies I'm not dealers for, like NAD, Marantz, JBL, whatever. They would send me stuff. I get emails every freaking day of companies wanting to give me free stuff to review it on my channel, and I don't do it because I don't need their freaking money. It's not. I'm here as a seller. So everything you see on my channel that I show, almost everything, is meant to get you to buy that thing. In case it's not clear, like I mean, this is, it should be obvious, okay? I'm selling and I'm showing, but the thing is, I'm showing you why it's better than the other stuff. So I'm absolutely selling, but I'm showing you why it's different than the other stuff out there. And in my opinion, why I've chosen to sell it to you, because I think it's better than the other things. I could sell 5 different DACs for 20 grand. I sell one DAC for 20 grand, 24. I don't even go above that DAC because that's my top DAC. I could go after MSB, whatever, all these other things, these other higher brands. You know, I could name them off, whatever, and try and sell higher up. But I just don't think it gets better after 24K. So, but I think maybe what you're saying is they're not salesmen, but a lot of YouTube reviewers are paid for good reviews, or they're given free stuff to give reviews. And how are you going to give somebody a shitty review when they send you a free pair of $10,000 speakers? You're going to give them a good review. So I don't review stuff because it doesn't put me in that position. If I was in that position, I would have to give them a good review because they gave me stuff. What I do instead is say, hey, I'm Mikey. I'm a salesman. I'm selling stuff online here. I have a website, 11 Stereo. And I'm very picky about the brands I choose. I don't pick a whole bunch of brands. My brands are very limited on purpose. That's to show you guys and to just, I mean, it's not for the purpose of showing you, but it should let you know what kind of seller I am. I'm not a seller that just dragnets. Those are the guys with 100 different brands. I could have 100 brands for sale on my website if I wanted that. Okay. But I'm different. I'm not just trying to sell a box to everybody. I'm trying to sell you only the stuff that I think is badass. So I'm limiting my amount of sales, because when you come to Mikey, you get a Mikey built system. You get something that has passed my litmus test. That's what you're paying for when you buy from me, is something that has gone through my distinction process and my gauntlet. Other people will sell you frickin' anything. It doesn't matter if they use it or not. It's just cannon fodder. It's just widgets. They have no significance to the seller. The seller, it's just another object that brings money. So, so there's a distinction, and clearly you can tell the difference. Mikey, I have an older sim audio, 5.3 power amp circa 2007. Would getting a Roland 125 be an upgrade? I have no idea because I don't know that amp. But what I do for you as a seller is I tell you, you have my guarantee that it will be better and sound better to you, make you happier. And if it doesn't, you can send it back and get 100% of your money back. You only would pay for shipping each way. Which is like, I don't know. Now shipping has gotten expensive, but you know, maybe it's $30 each way or something like that. So, and I am very careful about telling people what they're going to hear. In fact, I really don't tell people what you're going to hear. The only thing that I can really be like sure about is my Playback Designs MPD8. I know it's going to beat anything you have. If you don't have a Playback Designs, it's going to be more natural sounding and you're going to love it. That one I can say unequivocally, you're going to love the MPD8. With other things like this, I don't know the sim audio. The Roland is their entry level. You know, if you told me I have an older sim audio and I want to compare it to the 555, I could tell you for sure it's going to sound better. But again, it's a little bit with amps. It's a little, they have to match the speakers well and all that kind of stuff. So what I do is I allow you guys to listen to your stuff, listen to the things that you want, and test them out in your own home, in your own system. You don't understand. I hope you guys can understand the levity and the importance of listening in your own audio rig. Listening at a dealer does nothing. Listening at the show does nothing. So it does nothing other than you can touch it. You can go up and see the object, but to listen to it in that room, you're not getting the same sound as you would in your own room. So it's not going to be a correct depiction of what that sounds like. You could say, you could go into a brick and mortar and say, is it capable of sounding good? That is what you like. Those speakers, are those speakers capable of sounding good? And then you could say, yep, with those electronics, they're capable of sounding good in that room. That is pretty much all you can do at the brick and mortar. It's that's all changing. When you white rhino your customer base, no matter what business you're in, results in a short lifespan. Yeah, well, I don't even know what a white rhino is. But it sounds like it's a hustle. Any update on when the new OnTech DAX will be in? I've got 4 of them right here, right now. So if you're on the list, one of them is going to Noel in the Virgin Islands, and then the next 3 are the next 3 guys on the list that I don't know offhand. I can't remember, but tomorrow I'll be calling people and shipping 3 the next 4, but 3 of them will be you guys. The next 4, I've got 4. So yes, they're here. Big Iron Doug says, have I had any experience with Bruno Puzzi's new Ellen Cat? No, I'm not a Bruno Puzzi guy. And I haven't had any experience with it, but I really don't care, to be perfectly honest. That's not my go-to guy. My go-to guy is Alberto Guerra or Jeff Rowland. It's as far as my Class D goes. There's not that much difference in them that I would go anywhere else. And Alberto's designs and Jeff's designs are great. So and Jeff is, I don't think Jeff is even going to make any more Class D. So the 125 is the only Class D of Jeff, and that's a phenomenal little amp for $4,000, 4,300. But yeah, I'm not into the whatever. What is this brand again? I can't remember. I'm losing it. I can't remember what those amps are. But anyways, nope. Can I talk my wife in letting me buy more hi-fi? Sure, man. Put her on the phone. It's very respectful that you're transparent about your position. What else am I going to do? I'm here to sell, man, and I'm good service. And the deal is, like, at some point you have to trust your seller. Okay, so this is like, I'm like a designer, right, or an artist. You buy art from a certain artist because you like, well, art is a little bit different. I guess it's like a professional, like a lawyer or doctor or something like that. Hopefully you trust your professionals, right? And so at some point you got to trust somebody about hi-fi so that they take care of you. When people buy from me, they then buy their whole rig from me. They buy 1 little thing, 2 little things, 3, 4, 5, their whole system. That's the way it works, because they understand that I have their back, and I don't leave them. I don't hang them out to dry. If I just don't do that. I care, and and I actually give a shit about them having good sound, even if it means them buying something. Jason White, great example. Sold him some speakers that didn't work for him. He sent them back. I took them back, gave him his money back. We talked about what might be good. We talked about the Stone speakers. It turned out Borison was going to be the best for his decor and everything. And so I supported him in that. Sure, man, buy them. They're great speakers. So, and I will, if what's going to take care of somebody best is a different brand, I sell them that, because I know in the end you guys will understand my intent, and you'll know he's just selling me what's best for me, not necessarily what he has. Anyways, so thanks for that. Hope my speakers pass the OCD Mikey test. Right on, man. You may be limiting your amount of sales, but carrying a limited selection of gear, I'd imagine you can really get to know your product. Yeah, I'm definitely limiting my sales. Do you have a Marshall stack? Do you have Marshall, 2 Marshall heads on a cab? Is that what I'm seeing in your little icon there? I just bought a master volume from Nick, 1976. I got a 1976 Marshall 100 watt head. It's pretty sick. Anyways, it's my Black Sabbath, and I have to get my cab. Jamie, my other customer, has a checker cab, and then I'll get a Les Paul from somebody else, and then I can let other people that play guitar. Anyways, I do limit my sales. I don't sell phono stuff. I could sell turntables and cartridges and arms. I don't at all. I don't sell CD transports. Okay. I don't sell headphones, huge part of the market. I could kill it selling headphones and headphone cables. I don't sell it at all because I don't use it. It's not my thing. I don't think it's that great. It's like, I know it's good for some people in some situations. Don't get me wrong, right? But if I was selling to you, I wouldn't be selling you something that I am fired up about. I would be selling you something that I think is a half measure. To me, a headphone system is a half measure. It's for people that need a headphone system because they can't be loud or they live in an apartment or whatever. So it's a half measure. So for me to consult on a half measure is not me having full integrity. It's me trying to make money on something that I'm not that fired up about. So I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't need to drag net and try and get this money out of every freaking thing in the world. I just don't do it that way, man. So I'm a little different. Some say try amping with different amps will give different tonal character and mess up the drivers merging together. Any truth in that? No, man, not at all. I mean, I get what they're trying to say. What they're saying is if you use 3 different amps, okay? Yeah, that's what you mean with different amps. Um, they can't say that all encompassing. Like that is not a complete sentence. There's too many variables in that to make that a definite. So I use Jeff Rowland on the low and the mid, a 555, and then I use a tube amp on the high, a Nat Audio for my tweeters. It sounds freaking great. Come over here and tell me if the tonal characteristic is messed up. It's not. It's optimized. So it would depend which amps, which speakers, and all that, and that would be the deciding factor. There's too many variables. There is no absolute with that. You can mix and match, absolutely, but it doesn't always work. But it very much can. I know headphones aren't really on topic, but I'm interested in your thoughts on 2-channel. Look at that. So I just told you, I didn't even know this was coming, and I told you. Headphones make sense for somebody that has a smaller budget, can't afford a big rig. So then you can get, for $5,000, you can get a wicked headphone rig, I think. It's for people that don't have enough room to make a hi-fi room, and they have very small apartment in Tokyo or something, right? Then headphones may make sense. And in that same vein, they can't be loud. They can't have a system that plays bass or whatever because they have neighbors in the same building and all that stuff. So they need a headphone rig. So it makes sense. But to me, a headphone system is something that is purchased out of circumstance. You're circumstantially relegated to headphones. So am I excited about circumstantially being relegated to something? No, I'm not excited about it. There's nothing wrong with it, but how am I going to serve those people well unless I'm into headphones? If I'm really excited by headphones and I'm into it and I'm exploring it and I'm trying all the different things and I'm doing what I do with hi-fi, then I would be a better representative to sell headphones. But I'm not excited about it, so I'm not going to sell it. In that vein, there's whole dealers that are not even excited about hi-fi at all, anything hi-fi, yet they still sell it. And I know who they are. some of you, if you're astute enough, all you have to do is talk with them a little bit and you'll go, this guy isn't even into this. These are just widgets that he's selling. But so I won't do that to you guys. I respect you more than to just sell you a block of meat, or whatever, a thing, just a chunk of something, or just a widget. I have to be excited about what I sell. So headphone stuff can be cool. Have I ever listened to a headphone system that blew me away? Never. It's just not my big system is always far better than headphones. It's just way more impressive. So, that's kind of how I feel. There's nothing wrong with that. Just picked up from Maria. Sounds freaking spectacular. Okay, so what did you have before? Give us a frame of reference. What did you have before? And does it bother you that it has no remote control? Those are the two questions I want to know. Hi, Mikey. I'm interested in the SE1 HPS. Sensitivity aside, what speakers and components would it not sound as great with? Is it more of a helping sound or revealing, like showing faults in my system? No, it's musical and organic. It is very revealing, but it is not harsh. So sensitivity and quality of the speaker. What speakers do you have? And it doesn't need a component. Oh, components. So DAC is the only component, right? Or are you going to put vinyl with it? Are you here in the United States? Are you buying this thing from me? If you are, call me up on the phone and I'll give you very detailed personal consultation. If you're interested in buying one, let me know. I've got another order coming shortly from Serbia. Thoughts on Scorsese film about the Osage Indians called Killers of the Flower Moon? Okay, so here's how I felt about that movie. If it's, let me see. Okay, let me bring it back. Now, we definitely did see that. Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm gonna look to see I definitely watched it, but I need to look at some images of it for it to jog my memory and to remember. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Very hard to watch for me. I did not enjoy it. It was like one of those things that is hard to watch for me the whole time. For anybody that doesn't know, the Osage Indians were some Native Americans that had white man. They owned land and they had rights, whatever, to the land that they lived on, of course. And other things. Why were they wealthy? Oh, there was oil there. That's right. There was oil there. And so white men came in and married the full Osage women in order to hustle them out of their oil land. So it's just a gross truth. It's a story that we don't know about. So bravo to Scorsese for bringing us to the realization of what happened. But it's extremely hard to watch. They're slowly poisoning these ladies, and and you just know it's just all for greed, and they're just such scummy. It's just disgusting. It's very hard to watch. It's very hard to watch. I just it's not a warm fuzzy movie. I prefer warm fuzzy movies better, or action. You know what I really liked? The Joker. I watched the Joker the other night. I could watch that endless, bro. I could watch it again and again and again. He's such a good actor. I trust you way more than establishment doctors. There you go, buddy. Yes, I have a ton of gear. I just bought a Plexi. You did? Sweet, brother. From what year? Have I had many females buy your gear? There's not many females in our industry. I have had a couple. There's Roscoe. Use headphones when you're betting. Yeah, exactly. Roscoe, dude, recipe. Did you send the recipe? I want that recipe, man. I'm stoked to make it, and then I'm going to tell everybody about it. There's now on the 11 Stereo forums, there is now something called, if you want to share the recipe with the tribe, all you have to do is come to the 11 Stereo, join the Hi-Fi tribe, which is free, and there will be a section where we share our favorite family recipes with each other for certain things. Hopefully I can get the meatball recipe out of Alec. Billy is coming around tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get that because, dude, he redefined what a meatball was for me. Like, I thought I'd had good meatballs. Nah, no. I thought I'd had a good ragu, a good gravy. No, nothing like what he made. Holy mother of God. So how is the Roland 201 Class D? Okay, so that's an older Class D. And personally, I don't like older Class D. Class D for me just started getting good. Like within the last, whatever, 8 years, okay? 5 years. The newer Class D is, the better it is. The older it is, the less I like it. So Roland 201s, I wouldn't deal with. I wouldn't buy them, not myself. They may be good. I mean, I would trust Jeff, because I trust him and I know his stuff always sounds good. But I just am leery about older Class D. I use headphones every night during the week before bed. How do you put your head on the pillow? Did I get my Chicago Italian beef recipe? I didn't, brother. I'm going to look right now. What is the email that you would have sent it from? And was it titled Italian beef? I'm just going to do a search right now in my mail for beef and see if it comes up. Kurt. Oh, there it is. Curdy. Okay. Okay. Your family owned a restaurant. I'm reading this for you guys. I'm going to read this, Kurt. You can use beef bouillon or beef broth for the juice. Okay, so you put plenty of rub on the roast. Sam's Club always has good sirloin roast. He's true. Sam's does have good beef. Or shit, it's Costco here. I like Costco beef, but maybe Sam's the same. He says, originally from Chicago, my family did own a restaurant, so that's cool. I also have a recipe for pub-style pizza. What is pub-style pizza? Small? I don't know. What is pub-style? An incredible deep dish and an incredible deep dish. Okay. I know you eat sliders, sliders like your pizza, and many don't consider deep dish pizza at all. It's pie. Truth is, true Chicago people mainly eat the thin crust pub style. Okay, so is pub style thin crust? Is that what you call? And deep dish on occasion, right? Make plenty of broth, and you can add some after the roast is done if too much evaporates. Also, turn over roast halfway through cooking process. Save the juice. In Chicago, we dip the sandwich in the juice. Yeah, I lived in Chicago, brother. Chill the roast in the freezer before slicing. Buy a meat slicer and cut thin. I've got that. Yeah, okay. Cool, man. Well, man, so beef bouillon or beef broth, like that would be the key part. Like we'd have to make that from scratch and put herbs and stuff in there. I'm in the United States. I'll give you a call. Yeah, just call me tomorrow, man. I'm happy to go through it with you. I will find out what speakers you have, what you're thinking about, and I can walk you through it. David Cross said, Killers of the Flowering Moon was highly disturbing, wasn't it? It was very hard to sit through. I mean, Native Americans typically, from what I see, are like, love the earth, love each other. They don't even have word for mine. This is something that I heard. Like in all the Native American languages, there is nothing, not a word for mine, because they don't understand the concept of owning things. That's how giving they are and how sharing they are whatever. And so to see kind people getting taken advantage of, it's a big part of my pet peeve of why I have this channel, is because for some of you guys out there, you are so trusting and and you just don't know, so you know so little about hi-fi. And I hate to say it like this, but it's like taking a child and putting a child under my wing and protecting them. It's like, and I don't, I don't mean to sound like think I'm Mother Teresa or like something like that, but I have this thing in me that is protective of those that can't really defend themselves or don't know how to defend themselves or don't know how to fight or don't know how to be strong or whatever, aren't whatever it is. I have this protective thing in me, and seeing people get taken advantage of pisses me off, and I want to fight over it. Now, I'm not a fighter, don't get me wrong. I'm not like some guy that likes to fight. I don't at all. I wouldn't know the first thing of how to fight, but I still have I want to inside me, right? So to watch people get taken advantage of, and especially in a long, drawn out way, it was the same thing, highly disturbing. Any recommendations for subwoofer for Magnapan 1.7i? I like the Rhythmic Audio, although they are made in China. Maybe they're not anymore. That's your choice if you want to buy that kind of stuff. But I like them because they're servo subs, and they're the only one out there. So, but any sub will work. It's not that crucial that they be servo. It's a shame that happens every day somewhere. Yeah, I know. People get taken advantage of every single day in this world. I stand against it. The Beekeeper was that a good movie? Like a Warm Fuzzy? You did send the recipe out. I just saw it, man, and I shared it. But that's yeah, okay. Rich, hey Mikey, I'm crushing the videos. Thanks again for the DAC. Looking forward to building out my rig. You know it, buddy. Rich has got. Can we tell him about your company, or is it secret? He's Rich is on the cutting edge of technology, blockchain technology. Michael says, agree. Killer's hard to watch, but I wanted to hear Robbie Robertson of the band last work on the soundtrack, and surprised to see Jack White of White Stripes in a short cameo. Oh, I didn't even know that. Outcast Jeff says, just mix beef base and warm water together with QW quarter round. What is that? Yeah, but that's too I don't cook like that. Okay, so I won't take beef bouillon cubes, make beef, and then just it has to be more. There's got to be more to it, man. I've got to. In the Chicago beef recipe, that beef base would be the crucial part. That would be the secret sauce. Would be how do you make it? Do you put? I would put garlic in it. I would put like some herbs. I would put garlic. I would put some sherry wine or something like that. I would make my shit extravagant, and then it would be phenomenal. But I can't just throw in beef cubes, some shit, like that, and then throw a roast in there and call it Mikey food, because Mikey food is always goes to 11, right? It's one more than 10. That's why my it's 11 stereo. Did the tire kicker from last week buy the HED flash sale amp? Nope, he did not. He did, however, send me an email saying, I am a real dude and I like to watch your stuff, and but I really want the Audions. So I said, okay, and I responded, and then I gave him a crazy price on Audions, and then he didn't respond. So I some people just like to check prices, for the sake of checking prices. With a whisk, it makes awesome beef broth. Yeah, I'll bet it does, man. Read Francis Parkman if you want to know the lowdown of the Native Americans. They could be pretty nasty even among themselves. Well, I'm sure any human can, because humans are despicable creatures. If you really look at us, what concerns me is when you think about AI and how these computer general intelligence is going to become something one day, is anything that's not human, that is intelligent, that looks at the earth and the humans, is going to quickly assess that we are bad. We're bad for the planet. We're bad for each other. We're killing one another and we're killing the planet. So if it has a prime directive of keeping the planet or saving itself, it's going to need to tune up the humans. And whatever that means, I have no idea. But if you look at us from the outside, we cannibalize beings, we eat each other because we eat the other beings, right? The cows and all that shit. Let's just take that aside. Let's not even go that deep. But we kill each other in wars over stupid shit like religious ideologies and territory. Let the I almost said it. Let the person have the land, man. They want that strip of land. Let them have the damn strip of land. Who gives a shit? You got enough land. Okay, let them have that little strip. Who cares? We kill each other and we kill the planet and we screw each other over and it's half. I'll check out Francis Parkman, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really like to read stuff about how shitty humans are or watch programs about how shitty humans are. I know how shitty we are. Like I don't need to really live that reality for very long. Check out Mike Birch, 70-year-old powerlifter. Old dude is mind-blowing. Oh yeah, that sounds cool. Is there a documentary on him? Hi, how good are Chinese DAX? They're the best in the world. A. Jimenez. Are you trying to push Mikey's buttons? You saw how I handled that one, didn't you? Mike, any update on the release of Virastar flat power cords? It's still a ways off, Jason. For people that are willing to buy my top of the line stuff, that's like $6,500 for a 5-foot power cord. I will do it myself at that point. Last guy wanted 4 of them. How am I going to say no to that? It's like, if but for the inexpensive stuff, $1,000 stuff, whatever, I can't sit in there and do the soldering, but it's coming up. I've got a contract manufacturer handling that. So thanks. No, you have interviewed Mark. Have I listened to Daniel Hertzgear? Yes, I have. Thoughts, if so? It's great, man. Mark's stuff is always good. It plays louder than you can possibly imagine and totally clear, zero distortion. I'm still waiting to get my Maria, and I will tell you guys about it. The guy I asked about the Maria, he hasn't even responded. Where's the dude that talked about the Maria? All you did was come in here and say, I got the Maria. Tell us more about it. When people come in like that and say stuff and they pitch and they talk about other brands, you just wonder, who is it? And are they shilling a stuff? Tell us about it. Tell us more about it. Tell us what you like about it. Don't just say you got it. Looking forward to the Joker sequel with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Oh, that would be killer. Who's playing Joker? Is it Joaquin again? AI is not intelligence, right? It's program behavior and self-trained behavior, not actual intelligence, right? But what is general intelligence then? I know I understand AI is programmed to run the routines and stuff like that, but what is general intelligence? Answer me that, please. David Cross, AI has already reportedly identified humans as the virus in its environment. Of course it would. But that would have to be general intelligence. It wouldn't make sense that the regular like Chat GPT, but yeah, it's like elementary. Of course, it's going to identify us as the virus, and then how are we gonna contain it when it can self-replicate itself, program itself, manufacture itself? All I can say is for all of us that are, say, like 50 years or younger, 55, maybe even 60, we're going to see some weird shit before we die. We're going to see some shit that like Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote about, that Isaac Asimov wrote about. We're going to see shit from the books, shit from the comics, shit from like it's not going to be. That's why I make my own little world, man. I make my own little world. I'm going to enjoy it while I can before I tap out and go back home, man. But yeah, it's going to be, I can't see it being anything good. My thought on Yamaha top tier amplifier, I have never heard it. Mark Dory, using Rune all day today with no issues. Okay, cool, Todd. That's good to hear. Mark says, thanks. Rebel Moon Part 1 was cool if you like Zack Snyder's films. I'll have to check it out. Chucky Harrison is late. That's all good, man. Welcome to the gang. The virus thing has been a part of movies for years. Yeah, it has. You do sell a phono preamp at 11 stereo. I do. Let me ask you guys, do you guys want like a let me see what it is. Like a preamp, a phono pre. I have a phono pre from Nat actually that is very good, but I'm wondering, do you guys want less expensive phono pre's? Do you want like $2,500 phono pre's? Would you guys be into that? I'm coming online with a new brand shortly, and I'll be telling you guys about it. And I need to know what products, what from them do I buy? If I buy a phono preamp, what I need is a phono guy. I'll use Jose, and I'll send him the phono pre's, and he can give me his feedback. Because I don't do phono, but I will sell the phono preamps. I sell phono preamps because the Nat phono preamps are kick-ass, and the people that have bought them love them. So, but I don't sell turntables, and I don't sell a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't want to leave people out, you know. Just logging on, right on, River Rat. Joaquin is Joker again. Oh man, he's such a good actor, dude. Oh god, and he does so good in that part. Rebel Moon Part 1 was slightly better than the worst Star Wars movie by J.J. Abrams. Okay. Charles knows. Ken, if you get a chance, check out Fu Manchu's Strato Streak. What is that? Is that a album, a song? See you guys on the flip side. See you later, Kenneth. What's the frequency? I'm digging all of this content, man. Right on, brother. Daniel says, here thing about Native Americans, we are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet until you piss us off. No shit, right? That's classic. Then your fucking top of your head's coming off, buddy. Yeah, man. I don't know. I like the spirit thing about the Native American culture is how the earth and the animals and the wind and it's just so, to me, it's just, I don't know, it's beautiful, you know. It's not like my manly Chinook. Okay, so manly's another thing. See, okay, so the manly, I haven't even put manly up on my damn website. I need to put it up there. I sell manly. I know Ivana well. But again, it's like the 500s are the amps that I like. David says, AI self-replicating news that people view and listen to from different news personalities, as well as repeated reviews of products, is already in play in the marketplace. Oh yeah, totally. Exactly. I mean, I was looking at this audio magazine the other day. It's an online magazine. Okay. And I'm not going to say which one or who the guy is in New York, but it's like every day these articles come out, and I'm like, you know, I wonder how many of these damn articles are written by ChatGPT, you know, because how is this guy sitting there writing this much shit over and over and over and over again? I don't think so, man. Yes, on phono, currently using Parasound Halo. Okay, cool. I've got a potential was it $5,000? A $5,000 DAC coming now. So I'll have a $2,500 Nuon Tech, which is the best I can find for $2,500. I've got another one coming that's going to be $5K, and then the Nuon Tech 2,500 will be 7K. I'm going to have to see if it beats out this. It's going to have to beat out the 5K one. Charles said you would buy a phono line stage. Okay, cool. Well, we're getting on to an hour, you guys. I got 139 sitting here. You guys sitting here. I'd love to go on. I'll tell you what, because I'm ready. I'm ready to go because it's been an hour. But I'll tell you what. I'll take 5 more questions. And I'll try not to roll before I say goodbye. So if anybody wants to shoot some, I got to keep these things to an hour. Otherwise, it just eats my whole day. Anybody have any last minute questions? Okay, let's see right here. Why not selling any open baffle speakers? You were going to carry the GR research base units at one time. Yeah, but they're Chinese, so I don't sell anything Chinese. I may be selling some open baffles in a little bit, but I have to, find ones that beat out my box speakers in the same price range, right? There has to be a reason why I sell things. I don't just sell open baffle to put in open baffle. The reason why people buy open baffle isn't for the look. It's because of the expense. They cost less than box speakers that do the same thing, right? If anybody wants to correct me, please do it. But this is my view on open baffle. They're there because they're cheap. So when they're not cheap, then I don't want to carry them. Because I'd rather, once you start getting into over $6,000 for open baffle, I've got box speakers that'll outperform them. The whole thing about open baffle is there's no cabinet, so it's really cheap to make them. It's much less expensive. So I still haven't found one. I'm not going to carry GR Research. It's Chinese. And I've given you guys my word not to. Have an opportunity to pick up a used playback design Merlot for $3,000. Is it still? Hell yes, buy it immediately. You're lucky, bro. They don't come up for sale. They do not come up for sale, and they're never $3,000. I'm buying one back from somebody for what is it, like 47? Something ridiculous, man. You got to jump all over that, bro. What are your plans for your hi-fi hubs around the country? I'm not talking about that yet. Talk with y'all next time, and then peace, love, and happiness. Right on, Daniel. See you, brother. Zipper, have I had any success correlate measured amp performance with actual music performance? No. Okay, that's not me. What I would find is that the amps that measure poorly sound really good. Because I know this, because tube amps sound really good and they measure like crap. So there is no, and Andreas Koch from Playback Design said to me one day, and I remember this to this day, there is no recipe for a good sound. There is no, what did he say? Not recipe, but there is no formula. There is no formula. There is no for good sound. There is no data set for good sound, because if you get the perfect data set, it sounds horrible. So there isn't one. Great job as always. You're always 100%. Thanks, Malcolm. I appreciate it. What would be my idea of cost no object, performance level, open baffle? Okay, so if I was going to do cost no object, performance level, open baffle, it would have no baffle. It would be just drivers with the wicked cool metal frame that held them all out into space. There is one out there that's like that, and it's sick. It's so cool. And if I was to do cost no object, that's what I would do. They would be drivers in a line, maybe with the curve or something like that. There's a company that makes it. I can't remember the name of them, but those were the coolest things to me. No baffle, just drivers, and the best drivers. How does open baffle interact with the room versus a box speaker? A box speaker does not interact with the room nearly as much as the open baffle does. The open baffle has a back wave that bounces off the front wall and utilizes the room. So the open baffle is very much using the room as its cabinet, whereas the box speaker is independent of that. It doesn't matter. You've got your own. You don't have to. You don't have that back wave. So typically, an open baffle will have a bigger presentation, like a panel speaker. So it's the open baffle interacts with the room much more. Have I had any experience with Jeff Rowland Concentra 2? Is that the preamp? I haven't had the experience, but I hear it's very good. What's the flash sale on AGD, Audion, and AGD on Dante pre with that package deal? Oh, the flash sale on the Audion was somebody who asked me if I had any used AGD for sale, and I called his bluff on the last program, the last live stream, and I called him out. I said, I don't think you're a buyer. I'll make it for this much money. And I just threw a stupid price, like so low. And of course he didn't buy, but I was showing everybody how I know how to tell people that aren't buyers. And so I called him out and I called his bluff and I was right. Nola open. Nolas are pretty good. Yep, Nola's pretty good. It's good stuff. OB or open baffle versus dipole Maggie's on sound quality. Oh, it depends on which open baffle. You'd have to give me in a specific. Maggie's probably have a larger image, and you can get farther away from them. But it depends on how close you're sitting and which Maggies and which dipoles. The open baffle can sometimes have more bass because they use the normal dynamic drivers, so you can get more bass from them. But Maggies with subs or just Maggies with subs will beat open baffle. Told my friends about the flash sale. They really wanted them to pick it up so I could borrow it. Yes. Oh well. Was that you, Tom? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. It was a different name. It was like, and the flash sale was only for that guy. It wasn't for anybody else. It was for that guy. If somebody else had called me and asked, I probably would have done it, within 24 hours. But when I make prices to you all, sometimes I will call your bluff, and I don't mean any disrespect, but it's me closing a sale. So I may throw out a low price to close a sale now. My offer is good for 24 hours when I do that. If you don't take advantage of it in 24 hours, then it's over. Because it's just for whatever is happening with either with me, with my mind, with my finances, whatever, I may just say, I want a $10,000 sale today or whatever, $4,000. I just paid out this and I want to put some back in. So I could just make a crazy price with something that I have sitting here. And I don't need to make, there's certain things that I have here. I make enough money selling my regular stuff. So my stuff that's sitting here that's maybe pre-owned or whatever, I'll basically give it away, depends on when you catch me and how you catch me. But sometimes I throw it out there and you got to take me when I do that. IO Designs is the company you were thinking of with the driver. Oh, okay. IO Designs. Yeah. Super cool stuff, isn't it? Now I don't kick tires. Okay, Tom. Right on, brother. Thanks. Knew you wouldn't call my bluff. I know. I don't need to call Dave's bluff. But brother, I'll take care of you. When the time comes, Dave, and you want to do it, Mikey will take care of you. We're friends, right? How am I going to not take care of my buddy? Maggie's 1.7 with dual subs are better than the one open baffle I tried so far from Spatial. Yeah. I would. That doesn't surprise me. If IO Designs sound as good as they look, right? I haven't heard them either, but they look badass. Hopefully they do sound wicked. All right, guys, I got to run. It's 8 minutes after, but thanks, y'all. I'm getting this mop cut this week. It's going to be a new hairdo. I got it cut today, but this middle length hair shit, I look like fucking Benjamin Franklin or some shit, man. Some Dutch boy. I'm a little Dutch boy ready to go in the dike. It's like, I got to get this shit cut. So I'm going to layer it up. And so I can wear it down, man. I've had my hair in a damn ponytail for the last 3 years since COVID. And I grew this shit out. It's been in a ponytail ever since. I want a damn hairstyle again. So I'm getting it cut. You guys will see me. By the way, I'm going to I'll make a video. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to be in Florida with Tad in the Tad room, in the Avant-Garde room, and in the AGD room. So come and see me down there, you guys. All right. See you.